Three, two, one, zero. Hi everyone, Monica Corrado here, the Gap Chef. I am here back for our fabulous, I hope they're fabulous, Ask the Gap Chef Facebook Lives. I will be doing these starting today every second and fourth Wednesday, and I hope that they serve you well. So last time, very interesting, I could not see any comments. I also couldn't see any viewers, which is the weirdest thing. Yeah. Let's just send some things out, let people know. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my phone to see if anyone is on with me or when people get on and what your questions are and all of that good stuff. Let's see, I don't know if I can run both of them at the same time. All right, so yay. People get on and what your questions are. Yay. Stuff. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. Hey, Cindy, and hey, Vicky. And hey, everyone else, I'm not sure why the comments aren't showing up on the computer, so I'm going to have to keep looking at my phone to see what's going on. Things are wacky these days, with technology. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So again, Monica Corrado, the Gap Chef. I am a certified nutrition consultant. I am a teaching chef. I'm a certified GAPS practitioner, and I'm here to answer your questions about GAPS, which should be so much fun, I hope, for all of us, for you, for me, etc. So let's see if that's still true. Yay! All right. Okay, so again, I am not a medical doctor. I cannot diagnose anything. I can't give you and tell you how to heal anything, etc., etc. So I need to go ahead and say that. Hello, Grace. Hello, Natasha. Woohoo! Hello, Marjorie. Hello, Rosa Maria. I love this. I'm looking on my phone, folks, really. Who else do we have here? We have Mallory. Hello, Mallory and Randy. Woohoo! From fabulous Berkshire, Massachusetts. I was born out there. Hello to everyone else. Natasha is here. Hooray! Grace is here. Hooray! Makey is here from Sweden. Hooray! Hey, Vicky. Wonderful to have all of you with me. All right. So again, one more time with feeling. Happy to have you with me. I do invite you to check out my YouTube channel where all of these Facebook Lives now live because Facebook is getting rid of them. Please let people know that that resource is there for you. Always free, always available. My desire is to be available to you as a certified GAPS practitioner and someone on Dr. Natasha's teaching team to answer questions that you may have about GAPS live, which is so much fun for me. Hello, Sandy, and hello, Teresa, Boaz, and Amadeo. I know, this is like old home week. It's so wonderful to be with everyone. Hello, Beverly Ann Annette. Woohoo! Yay, it's wonderful to be with you. So, again, I don't know why the comments do not show up on my computer, which is where I am. Let's see. Oh, there they are. Oh my God. The heavens are working with me today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So exciting. All right. Yay! Okay. Love to you too, Sandy. So good to have you with us for sure. All right, let me see if I can get the comments over there so I can see. All right, so again, I'm a little rusty. You know I used to do these every week for like 2 years. Life has gotten very busy for me working at the New Biology Clinic with Dr. Tom Cowan and all the fabulous, amazing people there. But I really do miss my lives and miss all of you, and so here we are. I can manage twice a month, so we'll do every second and fourth Wednesday. All right, so the usual way that we work, that I run these things, or we have in the past, is to go ahead and teach a little bit in the beginning on some subject that people think are, that I think may be helpful and that people are saying they would like to hear about. Hey, Kathleen. Good to have you, along with everyone else. Anyway, hello, Hannah. I could just be here all day saying hello to people, but anyway, so great to have all of you here. Okay, so I'm going to teach for a little while, and then I'll take questions, whatever your questions are. Again, I'll do my best to answer them according to the GAPS protocol, the gut and psychology and gut and physiology protocol, as well as vegetarianism explained and put your heart in your mouth. All of Dr. Natasha's works, I'll do my best to answer your questions. Okay, so today I thought we'd talk about constipation. Why? Because everybody has it? No, not everybody, thank God. But constipation, so everything is one or the other side of a pole, and then there's somewhere in the middle. On one side there's constipation and holding. On the other side there's diarrhea and can't hold it all. And then in the middle there's, I don't know, let's call them regular bowel movements, right? So constipation, diarrhea. We're going to talk about constipation today because so many people are suffering from constipation. So the first thing, as you know, is that Dr. Natasha is very, very clear that everyone should be having a bowel movement every day. The exception, at least one. Sometimes on GAPS we're doing 2 and 3, depending on what's going on with our diet and how many probiotic foods we're bringing in and how much die-off is going on, etc., etc. So Dr. Natasha is clear that everyone should be having a bowel movement once a day. The exception to that is breastfed babies. In the beginning of their life, sometimes they will go 2 days without a bowel movement, which is fine. She talks all about this in the yellow book and the blue book, so do take a good look at those if you have any questions about babies and bowel movements, etc. But the rest of us should be having at least one a day, and if we're not, then we are constipated. And we know that constipation allows toxins to recirculate in the bloodstream. Now, a lot of what's going on with GAPS, as you all know, those of you that have been listening to me for a while, know that it's very important to support the body in its detoxification efforts. Yeah? So we're supposed to have the diet, which is what we eat and don't eat, and then the detox protocol, the 2 tracks, right? We have 2 tracks, so you must be detoxifying and supporting the body with detoxifying. And if you are constipated, then you are retoxifying. I wonder if that's a word. I think I just made it up. So, retoxifying. You are retoxing the body. Oh my goodness, maybe I'll do a blog on that. Anyway, retoxing the body. So, constipation. Why does constipation happen? I'm going to go for the gold right from the beginning, which is trauma. We're going to start with trauma, and then I will move on to physical reasons why there could be constipation. But we all know that we are not just physical beings. We have emotions, we have thoughts, and we also have a soul or spirit. So why would trauma, right? So why would trauma have an effect? Because trauma makes us frightened. Sometimes it's a shock to the system, whether it's something we saw, something we experienced, something we're feeling. Trauma. And I have a whole bunch of YouTubes on trauma, even on this page, unless it's on Simply Being Well, I'm not sure. Anyway, go ahead and take a look at those YouTubes on trauma. But trauma does shock the system, your physical body, and so the body can fear that's really ingrained in the physical body. I'm doing this because we're holding, right? We can't let go. We can't let go. We can't let go. We're afraid. We can't let go. Fear. fear can be locked in the body, and therefore could be from when you were in utero, could be from when you were first born, could be from when you were in the NICU for too long, right? As a baby. Could be from something that happened, someone that died. Maybe it was your favorite dog. I mean, trauma affects us all differently. And so it can be locked in the body, and therefore the body holds because it's in fear. Hi, Rosalind. So, these things are things often that we are not conscious of. And so you want to work with someone. You can work with flower remedies. I've done talks on flower remedies. The best one for resolving, dissolving, clearing grief, shock, and trauma is a Bach flower, B-A-C-H. My friend would say batch. That's, Lise would say batch. I say Bach, like the composer, sorry. Bach flower remedy, yeah, Star of Bethlehem. That's the best one for clearing grief, shock, and trauma. And as I said, you can learn more about that on other Facebook Lives I've done. And they can't hurt you, which is the greatest thing. They can only help. So people hold, people contract, people don't let go, either because of fear, trauma that's locked in the body, or because of scarcity programming, meaning they're afraid, again, fear, but this time it's fear of not enough. Fear of not enough. We remember that the large intestine, the colon, is the last place that things are gleaned from what we ate. Nutrients gleaned, like the last bits are taken in, and everything else is let go. The last things are taken in, everything else is let go. If you're afraid of not having enough of something, whether it's mama's milk, or enough money, or enough love, or enough food, or enough time to yourself, not enough of something, right? Not enough joy, not enough time to read, not enough time to take a walk, not enough, not enough, not enough. That's scarcity. So fear and scarcity can make us hold and not have a bowel movement. This is real, folks, and it's real for adults, and it's real for children. It's real for babies, infants, toddlers. They go, nope, not letting it out, can't let it out, too afraid. Okay, so I just want to give those to you, those ideas about the fact that when we're doing everything else right, to the best of our ability, meaning when we are doing all the things that Dr. Natasha talks about, I'm about to go into that, right? But we're still constipated. We're still not able to release. We're not able to let go. We're not able to, right, release and let go into the toilet on a regular basis. There's something else going on, and I really encourage you to look into either Bach flower remedies, always Bach flower remedies, maybe some beautiful breath work, yoga, biofield tuning, acupuncture, chiropractic. What do you need? Sometimes for children, what they need is osteopathy or craniosacral work, which is very gentle, beautiful work, just to get things back in the flow. Anyway, so we're not going to talk about all those things today. I could do a live on every single one of them, but those are some modalities that you could use. Okay, so that's like emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever. Okay, those are some reasons why someone might be constipated: fear and scarcity, or a combination of them. Okay, so what else? So there's a couple other things on the physical plane we're going to talk about, like your physical body. So I have a dear friend off in Maryland, and she's an older woman. She's the mom of my one of my bestest friends. And she will always say, Monica, don't forget the water. So this one's for my dear friend. She says, don't forget the water. It's very important to drink water. People are not drinking enough water. So again, in the country where we're all drinking too much water, did I say that? I did. It's true. They don't walk around with water bottles in Europe, folks. So in the big words for Teresa, scarcity and fear. I think that's what you're looking for, Teresa, I think. Okay, so again, if it's the physical body, it could be about water. Are you drinking enough water? Right? And is that water filtered? Is that water live water? Is it spring water? Is it structured water? Is it at least filtered water that's been remineralized? Very important. Okay, so water. Just make sure that you, when you're thirsty, have some water. Okay, don't waterlog your system. And whatever you do, no ice water during meals, as you all know, and not too much water during meals because that can dilute your stomach acid. All right, so water is one, and that is for my dear, for Mara out there. Wanted to let her know. Okay, what else is it? So according to Dr. Natasha, it is about a microbial imbalance in the gut. Ta-da! You all know that answer. The microbes are out of whack. They're causing disruption, and we need to go ahead and get them balanced, which is so much of what GAPS is about. And the third, so water, number one. I'm not putting these like this is the most important, but one of the reasons is water and not enough water. The second reason is microbial imbalance. We know that. And the third reason is liver congestion. This is a big one, folks. Liver congestion. Spring water. Where are people getting spring water? You know, there's actually a website that tells you about where you can find spring water all over the country, at least in the US. I'm not sure about the rest of the world, and I apologize for that not knowingness. But certainly there is a website you can find. I'm not sure what it's called. If anybody remembers what it's called, please put it in the chat for all of us. But it's really about spring water near me. Bing, there's the map. Then you find one, and then you drive an hour or 5 hours, or depending on where you are, there are beautiful springs where you can bring your water, your glass bottles, and fill them up, right? Okay. All right, so if it's a microbial imbalance, right, people are constipated because their microbes are out of whack, there are a couple things you can do. You know, it's the whole GAPS diet, right? So bring in more probiotic foods, which are either fermented, lactoferments, that's vegetables, tonics, fruits that are fermented. Bring in cultured dairy, right? That may be it, Grace. Thank you so much. That may be it. Yes, I will talk about the analemma wand in un momento. Okay, so where am I now? Okay, microbial imbalance. Microbial imbalance. So again, you need to bring in more probiotic foods. We know about that. That's the whole diet. We're working on it, right? We're cutting out the foods that feed pathogens. Sugars, fruit, nuts, beans. There are no grains on GAPS, right? Seeds. We're cutting those out because they can feed pathogens, as you know, and we're bringing in probiotic foods. Okay, there's another way to bring in, to get your microbial balance in the gut and in the colon back online, if you will, and that is to do an implant enema. So an implant, I'm calling it an implant enema. I don't know what anybody else calls it, but it's actually putting probiotic foods in the enema water and into the bowel. You can call it an implant enema. You could call it a, I don't know, repopulating enema. You could call it a probiotic enema, right? Just make sure the water's not too hot or you'll kill everyone. That sounds terrible. Make sure the water's not too hot so you don't kill the microbes when you put it in the enema water, right, folks? You know that, right? If you keep it around body temperature, you should be fine, which is where that water temperature should be anyway. So that's another way to do it, right? Put a little bit of kefir in the enema water. Put a little bit of sour cream in the enema water. Put a probiotic capsule in the enema water. Just making sure always, those of you who have been with me before, making sure always that you are very mindful of the body, right? What does the body say, right? So, what is the body saying? Listening to the body, mindful of the body. Meaning we don't want to blow out, the colon. Not that I guess you could, but with a very, very high potency probiotic, right? Start slow, start small, start with just a little bit. Maybe a BioCult capsule, right? We know that's very low potency. That might be good. Or a teaspoon or a tablespoon of some beautiful, soothing, cultured dairy product could be used in an enema bag. Okay. All right. Let's just see. I'm going to take these questions. So, can you talk about results you've seen with an analemma wand? Yes. I love the analemma wand. I bought one. Okay, so what is the analemma wand? You can find one on my website if you want to see it. Simplybeingwell.com. Go to resources and go to water. And on that page, I have everything from bath balls and shower filters to the analemma wand. It's Anna. I don't know. I think it's A-N-A. A-N-A, lemma, L-E-M-M-A. The analemma wand. And there's also the Flaska bottle, which I have right here. My Flaska bottle. I've had this for years. This restructures water. It's currently in a cork whatever holder, if you will, or it actually keeps it cool, and protects it from breaking. This is glass. This has dropped from, I don't know, 2-3 feet in this fabulous cork, cover, and keeps it cool and keeps it from breaking, from shattering. So this is a Flaska bottle. If you shake it, or when you shake it, it makes a vortex. You can't really see that, but it makes a vortex of water, and that structures the water. So the analemma wand is a wand of glass. The wand may be quartz. I may be misspeaking, but looks like glass. Inside of it is structured water, and then you literally wand your water, a water pitcher. I'm wanding. I'm showing you how I wand in the morning. I set a timer for a minute. I wand a gallon at a time, 60 seconds. I'm wanding. I'm saying things like joy, peace, love, ease, forgiveness, happiness, joy, peace, love. All right. In any case, so analemma wand, you can find it on my website. It structures water. If you can't get spring water, then it's a really good idea to structure your water. I can talk more about this at another Facebook Live if people want. Look at the work by Dr. Gerald Pollack, who talks about the 4th phase of water, which is called structured water. It's also called easy water, E-Z. It's also called exclusion zone, easy exclusion zone water. It's the water that's in your blood. That is your blood, right? It's not liquid. It's not gas. It's not solid. It's structured. All right. In any case, where was I? Here we go. So constipation. If it's not trauma or scarcity, so fear or scarcity, so emotional, if you will, then physical pain, not enough water, microbial imbalance, or number 3, liver constipation. That's funny. Liver congestion, constipation, liver constipation. I don't think anybody's ever said that. I hope somebody's laughing with me. Anyway, so liver congestion. All right, liver congestion. How do we get the liver to be decongested? So, according to the GAPS diet, you can use GAPS shakes. These are the ones that are made with whole eggs and cultured cream, right? GAP sour cream. Or another fat if you can't tolerate GAP's sour cream. So that could be tallow or coconut oil or duck fat or ghee or things like that. I would look in the blue book on page 81. I think it's on page 81. Let's look. For the official GAP's shake, meaning it's got a specific recipe that helps you to dissolve. Am I right? Am I right? I am right. Woohoo! Blue book. Woohoo! Page 81. Nope. Page 80. 80. Over here. The official GAP shake recipe. I did put it in our featured post years ago. I don't know if it's still there. I hope it is. But in any case. So GAP's shakes help to dissolve bile or gall stones, which could be why you're not having a bowel movement. Flowing bile equals flowing bowels. Not in a bad way. We need bile to flow to get the bowels to flow. And one of my most favorite things, besides GAP shakes, to get the bowels to flow are beets. Bile, bowels, beets. How do we get the bile to flow? We eat beets. You can have beet kvass. You can have beets in your GAP shake. It's one of the ingredients. You can have roasted beets. You can make beet soup, make beet puree, right? Eat the beet greens. Beets equals bile flow. I haven't been with you in too long because I'm like making up little ditties and all sorts of kooky things. Anyway, so beet kvass and beets of any kind, beets in the GAP shakes, right? What else for getting to get the bile to flow? GAP sour cream, which is cultured cream made with yogurt culture, right? This isn't kefir cream. This is GAP sour cream, which is made with yogurt culture. Okay, what else? So then there's a little ditty. I went ahead and did a little bit of research for you all, just so I could give you the best I could in this particular conversation about constipation, and that is, Dr. Natasha says clearly in the Blue Book, if a person has chronic constipation and is not having a bowel movement every day, did we hear that? Every day? Yeah. Then there's a little ritual she would like you to do every night, right? Chronic constipation. Do this ritual every night until you are having a bowel movement every day. And what is that? 1, enema. Enema is your big tool, folks. Fabulous for detoxifying. The number one way to detoxify is to do an enema, a basic enema, right? Talk about the basic enema. Baking soda and salt and boiled water, yeah, to a little bit lower than your body temperature. So the basic enema is number 1, followed by a detox bath, followed by an abdominal massage with oil. You can do an abdominal massage with castor oil, fabulous to get the bowels moving. You can do an abdominal massage with olive oil, with any of the edible oils. Meaning fats. There's not too many oils in GAPs, right? But you could do it with Udo's oil. That's a favorite of Dr. Natasha's. You could do it with castor oil. But that's your thing to do every night, folks, until you have an enema every day. Now, quickly, there's also the castor oil pack on the liver. Now, this is not in the yellow book, and it is not in the blue book. It is something I work with my clients with all the time. I suggest if you're having issues with constipation, let's go ahead and gently, lovingly decongest the liver with castor oil pack on the liver. Overnight, every night. Start slowly, maybe for a couple of hours a day, couple days a week, right? You want to have castor oil pack on the liver, not when you're eating food, but when you are, right, overnight is when you're really detoxifying overnight. All right, so that's pretty good. I could go on for a long time, about how to resolve constipation, increase animal fats, lots of them. You know, I'm always talking about a stick of butter a day or two for every person. That's 8 to 16 tablespoons every day. So increase animal fats. You can use magnesium, but it shouldn't be your first go-to. It really shouldn't. Do these other things before you move to magnesium. And then also the connection of the thyroid. Low thyroid can equal constipation. So look at iodine paint. Yeah, look at iodine paint, which is in the blue book also. That's page 69. All right, so in any case, let's get to some questions, and let's see if I can get answer some questions for you in the time that we have left. Here we go. Hopefully it will be helpful. Okie dokie, everyone. We've got the first question's way up here 18 minutes ago. Natasha asks, hi, Monica. My son went down to the pool. Then he developed big rashes around his body instantly. He has been on GAPS for 3 years now. What is the best bath detox for him, please? So, I know there's someone else on this call that wants to know about swimming in the chlorinated pool. Chlorine is not your friend on GAPS. Chlorine is not your friend in drinking water. It kills everything on the way down if you drink it. If you bathe in it, you're now killing everything on your skin. If you're swimming in it, you're also killing things on your skin. And we also know that chlorine gas is above the pool and you get to breathe it in, so then it's in your lungs. So really important. I know I did a talk on this before, but if you want to swim, it's a lake or a river or an ocean, or a pool that doesn't use chlorine or any other chemical, right? Maybe it's a salt pool. There are some around. Maybe it's a copper pool. I don't know about the copper pool. I haven't looked into it myself, but no chlorine. So what's the best bath detox? You know, Natasha, I would start with any of the 5 detox baths and see which one works, right? Meaning 5 detox baths. I have a video on this. There are 5. We've got Epsom salts. We've got Dead Sea salts. We've got seaweed. Great seaweed powder on gapsdiet.com by AALGO company, Algo. All right, what's next? Baking soda, ACV. So I really don't know. You know, really what I would do is I would go ahead and do things like enemas for this sweet beloved child and the rashes. Yep. I'm trying to think of what else. You may want to try things topically, like does tallow help? Does aloe help? ALOE, aloe plant. Does therapeutic grade clean organic lavender oil help? I don't know. Poor little frog. Blessings on that. All right. Okay, here we go. Randy wants to know about cleaning the enema bag and tube after a food type enema. You know, Randy, you do the same thing to clean it that you'll use. I mean, I would use warm soapy water and on your way. You could also use vinegar. White vinegar is very, very good to clean out anything that has fat in it. So if you use, Gap sour cream or kefir or anything like that, you could use the vinegar first and then go ahead and do a soapy water after that. Hope that's helpful. Rosalind says, what would advice be someone with POTS? I just want to help her. Would full gaps be a good place to start? All right, I'm going to go through and see if there's any more around the questions that I had, and then we'll come back to POTS. I will definitely answer that question. Kathleen says, my 1-month-old barely poops, and it's very uncomfortable trying. Oh, I'm crying. Sorry. I mean, you always think of the little ones, right? It makes us sad. In the book, she says you can do enemas on babies, so I used an enema bulb with a small amount of salt water, and it seems to bring a lot of relief for my little girl. I'm assuming newborns are included, and it's okay. I'm giving her these. Her jaundice also started clearing when I started them. Excellent, Kathleen. Yes, you can absolutely do enemas on babies. Dr. Natasha goes through it in the bowel management chapter in the Blue Book, yes, you definitely use a little bulb enema, and it tells you about how, many ounces you use, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a great idea. And yes, it's okay to keep doing those things, sweetheart. And very uncomfortable trying. She barely poops. Increase the fat. I don't know if your 1 month old is still breastfed. Let me know about that, and then we can talk about some things. Is this baby getting any probiotic foods? Increase the fats. Increase the probiotic foods. If you're breastfeeding that child, let's talk about what you could be doing for your little pumpkin. Also, I would absolutely be doing the abdominal massage with oil on the little girl, on your little children, right? I'm going like this because it's eye going up. You go up their right side, which is like you're looking at them. It's on the left, right? But up their right side, you trace the ascending colon, the transverse colon, the descending colon. You go up eye, and it's love, then it's the L, and then it's U. 1, 2, 3. Right? So you're really going in. You don't want to press too hard, gently, but you also don't want to just like go like this, la 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 la, because that's not going to move anything. So see if you can find the stool and help it along with an abdominal massage and Epsom salt baths and, any trauma for that 1 month old? C-section? Question mark. Let's see. All right. She's exclusively breastfed. I give her probiotic drops and castor oil when I think of it. Do not give her castor oil in her... I would not give her castor oil orally. That's just me. Not to sound frightening, but I would not give her... Castor oil is a last resort internally, castor oil, and I wouldn't do it for a child. I would be working on your liver, mama. So maybe you could be drinking milk thistle tea, fine for the baby. You could be drinking, that's for the liver, folks, organic dandelion root tea. That's also for you, and your little baby could have some. Oh, thank God you used the castor oil on her tummy, Kathleen. I was like, please don't be giving it to her orally. Excellent that you do that. On her tummy. Up, over, down. Up, over, down. Not like this. Wah, 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 wah. Up, over, down. That's how we do it, right? Up, over, down. All right, but mom, you can work on your liver, which will help her. So you, again, the mom that's breastfeeding can be drinking milk thistle tea, can be drinking, all organic, of course, can be drinking roasted dandelion root, not dandelion leaf. Leaf is for diuretic, root is for your liver. You could be eating more beets. You could be having more beet kvass, right, etc., etc. And you could be having more probiotics. Anyway, so there you have it. Good idea. Doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. And I would also look at this thing of like, she has a hard time pooping. The thing I did not speak about, folks, and I am not trained in this, which is why I didn't bring it up, but I have a dear friend who is, and that is homeopathics for constipation. There are specific homeopathic remedies depending on how the constipation is showing up. So, there is a fabulous certified GAPS practitioner and homeopath who's in this group. You could tag her if you wanted to. Lise Battaglia of recoverynaturally.com. She could tell you the difference between the different remedies for constipation and diarrhea, if that's a problem, but we didn't go there today. All right, homeopathics, folks. Look it up. All right, you are welcome, Kathleen. Make sure you're drinking enough water, Mom. All right. And everyone, please, this was not like the be-all and end-all of constipation conversation. The constipation conversation, sorry. Go to the Blue Book and read Bowel Management, everyone, and see what you're not doing that you could be doing that might be helpful. Right? And one thing at a time, slowly, to see how you do. Why do I say that? Because if you do a billion things all at once, or even 2 or 3, you don't know what is working. Right? Okay. All right. Let's see who's next. La 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 la. Gaps for kidney disease. Yes. Sorry. Can you neutralize the chlorine with citric acid solution afterwards? No. You're talking to a former competitive swimmer. Me? Long time ago. Long time ago. We're talking 40 years at this point. Maybe 45. Anyway, so once the chlorine, let's start differently. Your skin has pores, and your skin absorbs like a sponge. This is why we're really careful about what goes on the skin, and we should only be putting things on the skin that are edible. That's why we do things like, right, cod liver oil on the skin, ghee on the skin, tallow on the skin, coconut oil on the skin. What are you putting on your skin? Right? So once you've been in a chlorinated pool, the chlorine is now in your body because it's been absorbed through the skin. So, I mean, you could shower, but you'll just shower the residual. So again, it's going to depend on how long were you in the water? Did you oil up before you got in the water? Pools will hate you for doing this, but you know, if you put some kind of oil barrier on the skin before you get in the water, that could help protect from absorbing the chlorine in, right? You're also supposed to shower off before you get in the pool, so you don't bring it in the pool, but shh, don't tell anybody. So you can't neutralize the chlorine with citric acid solution afterwards. Yeah. All right. Hope that makes sense to everyone. All right, we did that. I'm going up. We're going. Let's go back to POTS. So Rosalind is up. What would your advice be for someone with POTS? I just want to help her. Would full gaps be a good place to start? You know what Dr. Natasha says over and over is any gaps is better than no gaps. So start where you can. I am often telling people to practice gaps, right? Like just have this beloved person start making meat stock and having that every day. Start with meat stock. Yeah, but POTS, to my understanding, has a lot to do with blood pressure and heart and adrenals. If that's true, then really bring in lots of egg yolks, 6 to 12 a day. Yeah, it's pretty complicated. Can be complicated, but of course you want to help. But yes, start anywhere. Start on full gaps, but again, folks, you know, anyone that knows me, you will know that I will say full gaps with no fruit, no nuts, no seeds, no beans, no lentils. Why? Because we're trying to starve the pathogens, at least for a couple of months, 3-6 months, and then maybe bring them in slowly. You'll watch the body to see if there's a reaction to being fed sugar. Yeah. But yes, full gaps is start anywhere. Start anywhere you can, and you don't even have to start with full gaps. Just start with something. Start by having this person eat sauerkraut every day, a little bite. Start with having them have meat stock every day. Start with having that, right? Start somewhere. Start with something that's a gaps thing and see if she can get it into her diet, or this person. Yeah, it's her diet. Blessings on that journey. Hi, Mikey. Oh, I've got a couple things here. Thanks, because we don't have any saltwater pools where we live. I know, but I don't know. Again, get to a river, get to the lake, get to the ocean. That's the answer. Chlorine is not the answer, especially on gaps. You're all working too hard. You're spending a lot of money, a lot of time to try and get this whole thing turned around, and chlorine is not going to help you. All right, enough of that. Okay. All right, Makey's up. I hope I'm saying that right. Is it common to be very tired on full gaps? I'm on the protocol since 3.5 months now. No other symptoms. Everything else is fine. Every day I have beet kvass, meat something. Meat bouillon. I don't know what that is. I hope that's meat stock. Kefir, sour cream, kefir, butter, coconut oil, ghee, sauerkraut, fermented vegetables. I have been living healthy, growing my own food. My doctor, since 35 years, is a homeopath. Thank you. Is it common to be very tired on full gaps? So, folks, remember, tired is a die-off symptom, or it sure can be. I know it's mine. So, tired, meaning, oh, what did I do? Oh my goodness, I had an extra cup of sauerkraut today. Whatever, right? So, tired usually signifies die-off. So, it may be, whether you're on full gaps or you're on intro, if you're having a lot of fermented foods, you could just be in constant die-off. So look at those beautiful fermented foods you're having. Beet kvass, kefir, sour cream, right? Fermented veggies. Yeah, all those things, and meat stock all those things can cause die-off. So yes, if you're having a lot of all those things, you could be very tired, whether it's full or intro. The other thing is, let me think, there was something else that came in that I wanted to tell you. Fish, eggs. I guess I'll just say, listen to the body, right? Listen to the body, respect the body. What is she saying to you? The body is saying, I'm very tired, so I hope that you're getting a lot of rest. You're allowed to rest. It's your birthright. You're allowed to rest. If you're tired, rest. Very important. But yes, you can be very tired on full gaps, especially if you're having all those fabulous foods. And at some point, just for everyone, at some point you'll stop being tired. You won't be tired anymore because your body will have, people like to use the word tolerated. I like to use the word incorporated, right? It has become used to those foods. You have turned the tide in the gut. You have changed the microbial balance so that bringing in probiotic foods are not so tired, are not so tiring, right? Because you're used to having it. So if you're bringing in a lot of probiotic foods, everyone, that could be causing your exhaustion, and know that you will get through it, and at some point you'll be fine with the amount that you're eating. The other option is to back off a little bit, slow down, get to a point where you're not so tired, and slowly increase them a little bit at a time, one by one. It's another option. Blessings on your journey. Mallory Comenzulli. Okay. Sorry, I say that because I'm Italian. You may not be Italian, but I said it with an Italian accent. Okay. Just started gap shakes, and since the portion is quite too much, is it okay to freeze a portion of it? Since it has raw eggs and sour cream, is it okay to freeze? Really good question. I think I've done a video on gap shakes, a big long one, but the answer is freeze the juice, right? I would not freeze it with the raw eggs. It's very okay to freeze juice, but here's one of the options. Very okay. Great grammar. Okay. I would make half the recipe or a quarter of the recipe, make very little bit of the juice, use what you want, take out what you want for that portion, and then freeze the juice. And then once you, you could freeze the juice and the sour cream, but I wouldn't freeze it with the raw eggs. Yeah. I also can suggest either making less, of course, and then the other trick that I came up with a couple years ago, is to put it in a jar with an airlock. You know, the airlock, the things that you use They're this tall. They're glass. We use it for fermentation. If you put it in an airlock jar in the refrigerator, it'll keep it from oxygenating or breaking down, oxidizing, or breaking down. So that may be helpful to you also. All right, got a couple things coming in. All right, here we go. Where are you? Cindy, best under the sink water purification system. You know, I would look on looking through my mind for Radiant Life. I would look on Radiant Life on their website. They're really good people. They get Weston Price and Gaps. I would start there. That's just the first place I would go. I haven't taken a poll on the best under the sink water purification system, but we could on the page. But I would go to Radiant Life online. See what they've got. All right, what do we got? Okay, Rosalind says, I'm sorry for being repetitive in case you already answered the question on gout. Did I get a question on gout? I didn't think so. Oh my goodness. All right. You're okay. You're doing great. Excellent. I'm glad I said your sir. I was just in Italy in March. Anyway, it was amazing. Okay. I joined a live a little late. No problem. My friend has been advised against beef red meat. Can he have meat stock made from beef meaty bones? I just want to know your thoughts on this. My friend has been advised against beef and red meat. I know. Is this the kidney question that I didn't get to? Where is it? Hold it. Maybe I didn't find it. Hold it. I'm trying to find it. I'm looking. I'm scanning. Oh, can you talk about gout for kidney disease? Sorry, kidneys and gout are connected. So, quick answer to the kidney disease. Yes, do it. I'm happy to talk with anyone on a 15-minute, free consultation. Grab it on my website to see if you think GAPS would be good for you. Simplybeingwell.com. Book a consultation. I would go ahead and look and see if Dr. Natasha has anything. Remember, there's the A to Z here. A to Z. Let's look for fun. A to Z, alphabetical order, 409. Where's kidney? Maybe it's kidney. H-I-J-K. Gout is in here. Gout, page 424. Hemorrhoids, hay fever, headaches, IBS, kidney problems, page 429. So, wow, it's fantastic. She goes on and on and on about kidney. Yeah. The most common reason for damaged kidney function is improperly digested proteins being filtered through the kidney. What does that mean, folks? Two things. Number one, the stomach acid is not high enough, meaning the production, not the pH, right? The stomach acid production is not high enough, the body's not breaking down the proteins, and number two, there's a leaky gut. So, I have to say, folks, if you talk to anyone, or when you talk to anyone or with anyone, remember that GAPS is the first diet that talks about healing and sealing the leaky gut. It's like the original Heal the Leaky Gut diet. That's what I call it. So, heal the gut, symptoms follow. Heal the gut, symptoms follow. Heal the gut, symptoms follow, right? Because so many things are caused because your gut is leaky. So, that's for Hannah. And then we'll get back here to the gout question. Remember that I would have your friend start by making meat stock with everything else. Make meat stock with chicken and, right? Chicken and turkey and fish and pheasant and lamb and pork and venison and game and make it from everything else. No problem. what we really have to do, folks, really have to do is make sure that we are in alignment with whatever we do. So if your friend has been told you can't have beef or red meat, and they believe that doctor or that person, they believe them, then it's probably that it's not a good thing to do, then it's not going to be a good thing for them to do. So have them do everything else. And then remember that not all beef is created equal. We know that. Grass-fed and finished is very different than all of the beef that the rest of the country, meaning the U.S., is eating, which is from CAFO operations, right? CAFO, concentrated animal feeding operations, which is not good, clean meat. So that may also be a consideration. All right. I hope that's helpful. Hannah wants to know, hey, Hannah, how does one go about entering the GAPS coaching course? Come on, go to my website, simplybeingwell.com. There's a little tiny thing there that says, hey, become a coach or a practitioner. Go there. Or you can also go to gapstraining.com. That is the training arm. How can I say that? For Dr. Natasha's company. Well, I guess it is her company. It's training, right? So that's where all the trainings are. You'll find my Meat Stock Masterclass there. You'll find all sorts of great things, including the coach course. So we're finishing our coach course now, or in the next, maybe not now, within the next month. And then we'll start the next coach course in October. Tell them I sent you. Not that I didn't. Not that I really did, but I did. Okay. Would love to have you, Hannah. Love that course. Okay. Randy says, if I'm hanging out on stage 2, great idea. And doing GAPS shakes, are beets out? No, beets are in. Why would beets be out? I started putting in small amount of fermented beets, but are regular ones okay, or is it too much sugar? No. Beets are fine. Remember, beets, yes. Do beets have sugar? Yes, they do. Do carrots have sugar? Yes, they do. Beets and carrots. But if you're hanging out on stage 2, I mean, heck, you can make stews with beets in it. It'll color the whole thing red. You can make beet soup. You can absolutely have fermented beets or cooked beets. Absolutely. They will help you a lot. They'll help everybody. There's a wonderful beet soup that I have modified for GAPS. It's one of Sally Fallon's from the Nourishing Traditions book. She calls it, it's just called beet soup. It's my favorite. I must make it once a week right now, and I eat it cold even because it is so delish. But she has you making it with water. I have you making it with stock. Chicken stock is best because it's the mildest. But it's really amazingly delicious. Really good. So don't be afraid of beets, folks. Beets are healing. Beets are amazing. Beets are very, very, very important in the GAPS protocol as beet kvass, as fermented beets, as cooked beets, steamed beets. Not that we steam many things, because we want the fat, right? Anyway, so yes, have it. And do hang out on stage 2. Stage 2 is the most healing of the stages, according to Dr. Natasha Campbell-McBride, who's an amazing human being. All right, what else do I have to tell you? I'm not sure what else. A couple things. One is so fun to be with you all. I have really enjoyed this. I can't wait to see you in 2 weeks. I will throw another topic up. It might be diarrhea, because we talked about constipation. I don't know. Or something else. I want to let you know about a couple of courses that I have on my website that are new. One is my liver course, right? It has a whole section on cooking liver. So detoxification measures, cooking liver, getting liver in your diet, why it's important. So that's sitting, it's called Love Your Liver. It's on simplybeingwell.com. Go check it out. There's also a course on loving your heart, which is how to cook heart. Very easy entry food in terms of organ meats. So I invite you to those, and I will be publishing Being Well Through Summer in the next 2 weeks or so. Working on that now. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go. We're done with our time here. Thank you for being with me today. I hope it was helpful to you, and I really encourage you to keep on keeping on, folks. Do the best you can with what you know, right? Do the best you can, and then let it go. All right, take good care, all. This is Monica Corrado. I am signing off. Be well, all. Bye now. See you in 2 weeks.